Hello everyone, I'm here on November the 21st at 9 p.m. To talk about my dizziness. I've seen a lot of other people on YouTube make videos about their dizziness, and a lot of them have helped me, so I'm just trying to maybe help anyone else who's going through something similar. And I can try to answer any questions anyone has. I know I felt pretty lost at first, but a lot of the internet community has helped me know that I'm not alone, and give me a lot of good suggestions. So basically, what I think I have is Labrynthitis, and from what I understand, it's a inflammation of the inner ear. It can either be bacterial or viral, and it affects your balance. So you just get an infection or virus in your ear, and it even after the infection goes away, it can affect your balance for a while. So I'll just give you my quick story. About almost exactly 8 months ago, I woke up day after St. Patrick's Day. I was back at school. Day after St. Patrick's Day, I wake up not feeling too good, and I was just thought to myself, it was St. Patrick's Day yesterday, and that's probably not why I don't feel that great. I was just dizzy. I remember getting up off the couch where I slept, and the room was just spinning, and I felt something I never felt before, just so off balance. And I was like, I'll probably get over it. My body will recover. Just give it a few days. And then 3 days later, I felt the same the same dizziness. I mean, I felt better. My body recovered from St. Patrick's Day a little bit, but I still just had that slight imbalance, so I wasn't 100%. And it wasn't so much like the room was spinning. It was kind of like my vision was kind of focused in a weird way, and things were a little bit blurry, and it was hard to focus. It was hard to it's not hard to so much to focus on stuff, but it's hard to see everything at once. Yeah, so my vision was, it's just hard to look at everything. It's like it's too much, and it makes you feel even more dizzy trying to look at stuff. Like, even when my eyes are closed, I was dizzy, but a lot of lights or trying to watch TV, there's just too much stuff going on. So 3 days later, I'm still feeling that way, and so I go to the doctor, and I go there, and they tell me that I have fluid in both my ears. So I'm like, that makes sense. They say just wait and the fluid will go away. It just takes time for the fluid to clear up. So I wait a couple of weeks, and I go back, and I say I still feel dizzy, the same dizziness, and they say they look at my ears and the fluid's gone. So they have a couple ideas. They don't really know what to do. They kind of put me on antibiotics. They scheduled an MRI. MRI comes back, and there's sinus infection. So I'm like, okay, that must be the reason why. It must be that and a combination of the fluid in the ears. So they put me on antibiotics for the sinus infection for about 3 weeks, and those don't work. So then I do another 3 weeks, and the sinus infection clears up, and the dizziness is still there. So I'm like, what's going on? And luckily, well, there are pros and cons to the amount of information that are on the internet. Be careful to anyone who has dizziness. be careful about going on the internet, because if you're like me and you can convince yourself of anything, there's some pretty bad stuff out there that it could be that I convinced myself. Like, I think brain tumor was one of my first ideas, which, you know, it could have been, but just be careful. You don't need the added stress of something you don't have, of just worrying about it. So, from what I saw on the internet, there was also the possibility of anxiety causing it, because something about, I don't really understand it, but something about in the inner ear, the place that controls anxiety is right by the place that controls balance. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I've come to understand. So go to psychiatrists and psychologists, and they try to put me on a few different meds. Have a few bad reactions. I don't like taking meds prescribed by a psychiatrist. They're just, some of the reactions are ridiculous. I eventually found one that doesn't have that bad of side effects, so that's where I am now, 8 months later. Just on Prozac, 60 milligrams. Been on it for 7 weeks. Haven't really seen improvement in dizziness. Seen a lot of improvement in anxiety. Obviously, with the dizziness, I don't think there's anyone that goes through chronic 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week dizziness and doesn't have any anxiety. If you are able to do that without anxiety, I mean, kudos to you. But I think everyone that I've seen on the internet and anyone that I've talked to, anxiety goes right along with the dizziness, and it makes it worse. So in that regard, the medicine has helped with anxiety, which means that the anxiety is not exacerbating the dizziness, which helps in a way. A few other things I've tried. I've gone to ENT, neurologist, ophthalmologist, optometrist, CAT scan, blood work of all different types. I've had a balance test, which is where they put like different temperatures in your ear. I've gone to physical therapy for a couple months. I've been to a chiropractor. The chiropractor and the physical therapist say it has to do with tension in my neck. And they think there might be like a pinched nerve or something. And then the psychiatrists say that's from stress. So I'm doing both right now, trying to relieve some of the tension and staying on the meds. But just a few things I want to say for anyone who maybe recently woke up with this. And I'm talking about, this is like the 24/7. The dizziness is the same, like always there. This isn't like I don't know, one of those like vertigo where you have spells or whatever. This is just all the time, to clarify. So anyone who's struggling with this right now, just a few hints. Things that make it worse are caffeine make it worse, stress makes it worse, not sleeping makes it worse, alcohol makes it way worse. I think I've noticed the healthier my diet is, it helps. I take a decent amount of just herbal supplement type things to try to make sure I'm getting all my vitamins and stuff, so that's not a bad idea. But yeah, so the only one who's had any answers for me have been the psychiatrist and physical therapist, but as of now I really haven't seen that much improvement. It might just be the medicine needs to take more time. What else did I want For those of you who have someone you know or like a loved one that is suffering with this, it is terrible. So just try to understand. I mean, you can't really understand what it is and what it does to you over time, or maybe if you've been through something similar you can, but just give them a break, man. It's all the time. It's like the only thing I can compare it to is it'd be like having a bad fever for like 10 months straight without any, just going through that kind of, I mean, that's not what it feels like, but the only thing I could think to compare it to is that things that go along with it, just anxiety. I had headaches for a while, which I've kind of improved through physical therapy. A lot of the stretching out of these muscles. Trouble reading. School's been really hard. I've past 8 months. I got it in March. I finished up last semester and I came back this semester, so I don't know. It's tough. I mean, I would say I probably wouldn't advise staying in school if you have this. I would say try to take time off. If you have a job that you can take time off from, try to do it and just try to beat it. I mean, it's unfortunately, I've looked everywhere and it doesn't seem like there's any, like, I've seen every doctor and they honestly don't know what to do with it. They kind of do this thing where you go in and they're like, oh, dizziness, like obviously they don't want you there because they know they're not going to be able to figure it out. So it's kind of tough being passed around to different doctors where they just send you to a specialist who does a bunch of stuff to you and then says, oh, I don't know, like, I can't help you. So that's tough. But just hang in there. I think mine's maybe better than it was at first. I haven't seen as much improvement as I thought I'd see at this point. But I'm able to get through school and able to pretty much do just about everything. Like, can't enjoy it as much, and everything's a lot tougher, but I can pretty much do everything normally, do everything that I could do before. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah, so if anyone, I've tried to reach some of the people who have made videos. Most of them haven't really responded to me. I would be more than happy to respond to anyone who has any questions. I'm not really an expert or anything, but as someone who's been to every imaginable type of doctor about it, I can talk to you about some of that stuff. Or I've probably been through about 20 to 30 different medicines that I can give you the down low on. So I'm gonna hopefully be making a follow-up video in a couple months where I feel better or a little bit better, but we'll see. But for anyone who's going through this, let's just hang in there. If you even just want some, I don't know, some motivation, you just gotta stick together. So good luck to anyone who's suffering through this. Anyone who has a loved one or a friend who's suffering through this, just give them a break. Try to just, it's not their fault. It's tough, man. It's really tough. All right. Let's see you guys soon.